What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the Collective Clips where you already know we get it in, right? But before we get it in, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the dope direction of the dope content I am kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up on this channel and it's all because of you. And for that, I can say I'm very humbled and I'm greatly appreciative. Thank you so much, man. So, lately, there's a lot of buzzing going on, cousin, right? There's a lot going on, especially in Los, right? The Los Angeles area, Southern California. Man, the southern side, not the other side, right? There's a lot of tension down there. And it all circulating one person, one man. One guy, man, that has decided for whatever reason, he was going to kind of lean back. Not stop pushing music, not stay off social media, but just lean back a little bit and kind of surround himself with a different circle of friends all of a sudden, right? And I know a lot of people are questioning his motives and they're questioning his reactions to certain things and kind of the way he's staying tight-lipped and quiet. Now, I understand his situation. I mean, not all the way, but kind of part of the way, right? And I'm talking about Mr. Criminal, Pastor Silver Lake, whatever you want to call him. He's getting all kinds of criminalgas. He's getting all kinds of different titles lately, right? Just a couple months back, he was the man. He had a poppin' podcast. He had all kinds of his camaradas and his homeboys showing up to support him. There was a lot of people behind the juggernaut of Mr. Criminal's podcast, right? But lately, it's been different. Lately, everyone seems to have been falling off. And it's like he's lost all credibility. And he's being canceled in the city of Los Angeles. He's being canceled down south. And it's all stemming around some rumors, and it's all stemming around one rap song that was put out, a diss song. Now, you know, when you're in the game, when you're gangbanging, when you're part of something bigger than yourself, you know, the way you conduct yourself and the way you act, whether it be on social media or in real life, you know, that's going to reflect on you, but it's also going to reflect on everybody who's representing that same cause, who's representing that same thing. You know, that's why I've always said separate gangbanging from business, because things that you do and the ways that you react to things can have repercussions later on. You know, you could be on top of that mountain really doing it big or think you're doing it big, and then you get too full of yourself. You know, you either become two things. You either become complacent and start doing too much, or you get too full of yourself and then you start being reckless. And you start beefs with other people and you think your shit don't stink. But guess what? Everybody's caca smells. It might not smell today, but it might smell tomorrow, right? And once people get a whiff of that shit, it's going to be what it is. And that's simply shit. Okay? All shit stinks. Now, everybody has skeletons in the closet, no matter what it is and no matter who you are. You know, I haven't met one person, one individual in my lifetime that didn't have something go wrong in the course of their life. You know, albeit people have different things going on, some worse than others. But someone along the line has made some choices they'd rather go back. If they had a flux capacitor, they'd throw it in a DeLorean, and great Scots, Marty, they'd go backwards and change that. You know, but life is life. You can't never go back. You got to go forever forward. You can't change the past. You can't change mistakes or things you've said in the past. And best believe the past always catches up to the future, meaning every mistake you made, every choice you've made will catch up to you. It's karma, man. It's the way the world works. It's the energy of the world, right? Now, when you're boasting and bragging on social media, you're him. You're that one. You know, people take that as a slight or a diss, as total disrespect, and they decide to start doing some searching. They're searching, homie, some homework. And if you have anything that you don't want to be noticed or pulled up on your jacket, you know, then social media is not the place for you. The rap industry is not the place for you. The industry, period, is not the place for you. Just ask Diddy. Now everybody knows he likes to cornhole other black men, right? Or just men, period, right? That's not a good look. Now, whether it's Hearsay, no one truly has video on it other than probably Cassie. So, you know, at this point, it's just he said, she said. It's Hearsay. But, you know, a lot of people run with that shit. And in the case of Criminal, man, a Southern California rapper has been doing this shit for 20 years. You know, has been enjoyed the ups and downs, the highs and the lows of the industry, of the rap game. You know, built his shit from nada, from the dirt. You know, it seemed like he was hitting the pinnacle of his process. He was really getting his money. He's really out there getting it when someone decided that if for no other reason, it was time to tear him down. You know, that's the life we live. There's always going to be people that are envious of you. There's always going to be people that just don't like you And so they're going to do whatever it takes to smut your name up and to throw you under the bus and ride up over you, because there's always going to be another one. And then the beat goes on like a whisper song. It just keeps on continuing and continuing. There's not one person on social media that's going to go unscathed and unscraped. Everybody's going to have haters. Everybody's going to have somebody getting in other people's earlobes, whispering about them. That's the way of the world. That's just the world we live in. You gotta have tough skin. You gotta understand that you can be right here and then you're right there. You know, just like she's right over there and then she could be right here. It's up to her. Now, when it comes to Criminal, I think he's seen this coming, and I think he's seen the tide shifting and what he had going on, because all of a sudden he started throwing little lugs out there. He disappeared for a while, then he started throwing little lugs out there about possibly leaning more towards his higher power. Didn't say it straight out. You know, I hear a lot of people saying, hey, and I even did a video on it. Hey, is he turning into a pastor? Is he going the Christian route? He has not necessarily said, hey, I'm going to start doing Christian rap or I'm going this route or nothing. But he has thrown little lugs and little increments out there. Cuz, right? Hey, Mama Bear, everything's going to see all right. 15 years later, it wasn't all right, right? He's thrown little things out there like, changing his style, changing his ways. And that can mean a number of of things. But a lot of people took it as, hey, he's going to use God as a crutch. He's going to change because he sees changes coming, not necessarily in his favor. You know, when you boast and brag and you talk that high power shit, it comes out to bite you in your ass. That's a fact. You know, it's happened to me. It's happened to others around me. You know, when you feel you can't be touched, best believe anybody can be touched. That's the fact of life that you got to understand. No tootie, right? See if you guys got that one. Now, when it comes to Criminal, being a Southsider or a representative of the Southsider, you know, there's a lot of authors down there that know a lot about his lifestyle, his behind the scenes things. And Mr. Diablo, man, who's doing life in prison behind a murder, behind what they're saying now, from what I'm hearing, I did a little bit of homework on it. He was involved allegedly in a murder where he killed his sister's ex-boyfriend for whatever reason, for the disrespect, or he was putting hands on her. Anyways, that's his business. At the end of the day, I see where he's coming from. You know, it had nothing to do with gangbanging. It had nothing to do with representing a certain group or a cause, and more so had to do with familia. Let me tell you, blood is thicker than water. You fuck with my sisters, you fuck with my family, hey, there's going to be the Terminator at your front door that's going to keep going and going and going. You know, so I understand his situation. And people are not saying, because there's a lot of people defending Criminal, because he put a song out the other day where he's basically calling Criminal a rat. He's saying Criminal not necessarily testified in his case against him, but Criminal somewhere along the line left him hanging or told on him. Said too much. Maybe made a statement. And I'm here to break that down, what exactly he said in that song. So people are taking it as, and they're researching, because everybody wants to see the smut. They want to see the dirt. So that way they could shit on Criminal even more so than he's already being shitted on. But he didn't testify against no one. He didn't go on stand, Holmes, and point fingers. He didn't do none of that. What Diablo is referring to, from what I hear, simply is that he was on the run and he was still making moves with Criminal. And when they raided, when they found out that he was in that vicinity, Criminal basically turned his back on him and was like, hey, Holmes, you got to go. Basically shunned him. Which is what happens in the game. Even when you're incarcerated, people turn their back on you. Them same homeboys that you rocked with day in and day out and fucked with and you functioned with, and you were willing to take a bullet for them. In some cases you did. And I know I've been part of that situation. You get locked up and they can't even send you 10 wallas. You can't even get them to put nothing on your books. You can't even get a package out their ass, right? But they're quick to smut you up if you go fuck with their old lady while they're locked up. Oh, they're going to talk all that high power shit about how they would never do you like that, Holmes. You're supposed to be the homie. You're supposed to be from the hood. You're supposed to represent a certain type of in a certain type of fashion or certain type of way, when at the end of the day, they're the first ones at your front door asking your old lady if they can get some Kool-Aid, right? That's just how it is. And we all know that. That's something that's unspoken. A lot of people don't talk about. But you know it deep down inside. There's every person that's watching this knows that they've had homeboys that have done them dirty. And those you don't consider your friends, you consider your homeboys. They're your homeboys when you're home. They're your boys when you're out there. But when you're locked up, they're not your homeboys anymore because you're not home, Holmes, and you're not his boy. That's it. Okay? You're someone else's boy in prison. Hopefully not Wes Watson. That doesn't matter. He likes to take shit in his ass anyway, so you ain't got nothing to lose there. But trip out on this. When Diablo decided to make that song, for whatever reason, now 3 years later, he decided to make that song. Maybe he was pushed in that direction. Maybe he was given the directive to do it. Maybe he was told, hey, Holmes, you can go ahead and go all out. You can put out there what you haven't put out there or how you feel. Whatever the case may be, he's seen it as an opportunity to disrespect Criminal when Criminal's at his lowest point. Criminal's already going through the motions. People were saying he's ducking the faith from Cuete, another rapper. People were saying he's basically turning his back on the Sud or his own barrio man for a higher power, or he's leaning in a different direction. You know, as a homie, back in the days, I wanted to see all my homeboys elevate their status with whatever they were doing. I wanted to see homeboys make something out of themselves. You know, to me, it wasn't proper. It wasn't cool if you're right there in the ghetto riding a beach cruiser around slamming black, right? That wasn't cool. You know, if you went to school, back to college, got a good job, changed your life, you were still in good standings. You never turned your back on the homies. You just made something out of yourself and took care of your fucking business, homes, took care of your priorities, your children. You know, what's worse? A homeboy that's out there in the streets, kicking back in garages, smoking meth with the homies. Oh, he's solid, right? Or a homeboy that's taking care of his business, raising his children. He's still there when you need him. But at the same time, homies, you can't knock a man. We each have our own lives to live. You can't hate on the next man because he might have a little bit more than you because he's putting in that work to gain that. Now, Criminal was putting in his work, and I'm not here to defend him in any form or fashion. I just don't shit on a man when a man's being shitted on. When he's down on his luck, Holmes, I'm not going to keep him. I'm not going to keep my foot on his head in the pool, right? I'm going to let him breathe a little bit. Because at the same time, whether he likes me or not, this is real game. Knowledge you can't get in college. You know, never do that, because when you're in that situation, and everyone will at one point in their life be in a situation where you need help or you need someone to say, I feel you, I understand what you're going through. That helps a person. Because ultimately, I know drama sells and people like drama. But what do you want to see? This guy come up dead? This guy come up missing? All for what? For people misconstruing the facts? There's no paperwork yet. Okay, whether there's going to be paperwork on this situation, there's no paperwork yet that is being put out there. So basically, everything is just hearsay at this point. There's a lot of people that have turned their back on Criminal. I see posts about Criminal all the time, every day. And I look at the comments. You know, I like to read the comments just to trip out and see what people are saying. Some of the comments are funny. Some of them are blasphemy. And some of them are just cold-blooded, right? And I look at him, and I mean, he's getting a lot of hate. You know, just 2 months ago, it was all love. Now it's all hate. A lot of the guys are falling off saying, hey, I used to be your fan, but I can't fuck with you. Because this lifestyle that he portrayed, this blue rag that he hung in his hand every day and all these videos, there's certain standards and things you have to abide by when you're doing that. There's certain rules and regulations in the street code, the G code you have to stick to. And if you fuck up doing that, homes, no one's going to respect it. Everyone's going to say you were all propaganda and bullshit. You were bullshit. Okay, Criminal, you weren't really that one. You know, you can't sit there and talk down on other people and then make people feel sorry for you or want people to feel sorry for you when they're talking down on you. It doesn't work that way. You know, each man will persevere if they persevere. If not, well, then it just is what it is. You go on the wayside, and I'm not talking about Wayside County, right? So that's just how that is. But I'm a firm and true believer in, you know, if there's no paperwork on this man, if there's no really concrete evidence that he did this, it's just one man's word against his, then he should really get the benefit of the doubt. Now, when it comes to the Cuete calling him out and feeling the way he does and applying the pressure to him, whether that man wants to take the fade or he feels he's above that and he doesn't really want to do that, that's up to him. Truly. Now, it does do one thing. It does fuck up his credibility, his street credibility, because people say it's just a simple fade. This man just wants a one-on-one. And I know a lot of people throw that out there because they know it's never going to happen and it makes the other guy look bad. But look at it. You got to look at it from two different directions. If that man's making money moves, if he's doing big things, man, if he doesn't have the time to really be in the streets like that, to really gangbang like that, I mean, you can't knock that man. You can't force him to do something he don't want to do. Now, at the same time, in the meantime, in between time, coming back to Criminal, he can't sit here and write rap songs and talk about putting in work and doing dirt and beating people up and all that if you're not willing to go out there and fucking take that fade, that simple fade. Now, that's neither here nor there. You know, what's been happening lately is a lot of people are canceling this guy out and turning their back on him because of that diss song or even because of other rumors. But again, like I said, from what I'm hearing, it's not that he testified against someone, because I've seen one comment where a guy was like, hey, Holmes, this is bullshit. there's nothing in that guy's legal work, because people can get it, that says that mentions criminal's name testifying. That guy's not saying that he testified against him. He's saying basically when the cops came to snatch him up, criminal was like telling him, hey bro, you gotta go. Holmes, hey, I can't fuck with you, and basically told the cops, hey, I don't know him. Like they basically like, oh shit. Turned his back on him. Might have said a little too much. I don't know, man. Again, I don't know the details of that. Whatever Diablo feels, he feels that dude did him dirty and that fool fucking snitched on him. And that's just it. Now, I know there's a lot of other podcasters and a lot of people that want to see the demise of others. They want the drama because drama sells, man. It's good for views. It's good for content purposes. At the end of the day, people like to just sit around like we're doing right now and talk about it. But is it really cool to tear a man down when he's at his lowest? It's not. It's not, but it's going to continue to happen. Better criminal than me is what people say, right? I even say it. I remember when criminal was talking shit about me a few months back. Don't know that man, never knew that man. Listened to his music, supported his podcast, all that, just for him to turn around and call me a dropout and call me a piece of shit and call me all types of punks and not even knowing me, not even knowing what I'm about or what I'm capable of, right? And I did a video back, explaining, I don't know who the fuck he was, but I was really not impressed with his wordplay. I knew I could, my vernacular is way more spectacular. Know that I could work fucking circles around him with wordplay, right? And it wasn't a North or South thing. I didn't give a fuck whether he was from Southern California or Northern California, wherever the fuck he's from, the Middle East. My thing was another man talking about another man, basically with a strange man. And I was like, wow, this guy didn't even know that I supported him, but wanted to get into politics and call me a deal. When meanwhile, at the same time, in between time, there was someone doing life in prison that was thinking about him every day and knew exactly what time it was with him. And like I said, bro, you apply pressure, it combusts, and it applies to you. Now, do I think everyone should be turning their back? No. And this is why. If that man wants to be a Cristiano, if he wants to be a Christian, you're mad at him because of that? I've always wondered, even with like the dropout thing, why are people so upset with someone who doesn't want to fucking go out there and kill people? You're so mad because somebody doesn't want to hang out with you anymore? Because he'd rather be with his children and take them to fucking Disneyland than go with you and kick back in a garage and smoke dope all night? I understand about turning people they feel turn their back on the cause. It ain't turning your back, Holmes. It's just keeping on stepping forward. If you keep doing the same old thing, you're going to get the same old results. Now, I'm not pushing poison on anyone. To those that are in the game and they really believe in the game, do your thing, man. I once believed in it too. I still believe there's certain good qualities of the game. I just believe that I was tired of playing games and it was time to take care of my business as a man. That's me. Okay, maybe criminal feels the same way. And maybe he's just doing it because he's scared that his past is catching up to him. Everybody handles certain situations differently. Some people are transparent and just admit to their faults. Yeah, I fucked up, bro. My bad. It is what it is. Respect me or don't. It's not going to change my rhythm. And some people are so scared they'll never admit to nothing. They'll just keep on, brushing it under the rug until the rug has a lump in it and someone's going to trip over it. It's just what it is. Do I think people should be hastily jumping on this guy and clowning him? No. We're all going to take jabs. We're all going to have fun. Just because of the persona and the licking lips he did, we're going to clown on that. But this guy's at a low point in his life. You could tell by the way he looks on camera. He's really confused right now. He's probably hurt. I seen Bozo posted, which I thought was kind of bullshit, man. He posted a conversation that they had, text messages back and forth. And it doesn't make you cool to post those type of text messages. Basically, criminal was unaware of anything that was going on. He's like, hey, bro, I got a new number. Tap in, whoop-de-whoop. Bozo's like, I ain't fucking with you, whatever. You know what it is. You know what it is. Maybe he did or maybe he doesn't know what it is. All this is someone going off hearsay. I don't know if Bozo's seen any paperwork or really knows what time it is. He's just going on with the crowd. There's a lot of people that always go with the crowd. Believe me, I know. Without really knowing the intricate details of what's going on. And, for that, that's not a real one. That's not a real friend. That's not a homeboy. A homeboy will be like, hey, bro, what happened? Get at me. Let me call you right now, bro. Hey, they're saying this, they're saying that. Or confront them in real life, face to face. But never just assume, because you always make an ass out of yourself. Because what happens if later on it comes out that Maybe criminal didn't do nothing. I'm not saying he did or didn't, and I'm not fucking questioning the authenticity or the authentic merits of Diablo's voice, right? At all, because from what I hear, Diablo's a real one. He's really about his action. But I'm saying, what if he didn't really do nothing that bad? A whole bunch of people are going to be eating crow, right? Eating dust, feeling some type of way. And there's always those that come back later on. Hey, my bad, bro. I know I talked a lot of shit about you. That's because everybody was doing it. Yeah. Well, if you do what everyone does, you're going to get what everyone got. So it's a whole lot of nada. In order to excel and change yourself, Holmes, and head in a different direction, you need to be a man and stand up on your own 2 feet. It's cool to be a part of the barrio, a part of the group in the gang. It feels good. Believe me, I was part of it. It felt great, man. Having canalismo, having homeboys around me. But none of them homeboys paid my rent. None of them homeboys went and picked up my kid on the weekends. None of them homeboys bought diapers or formula from Walmart for me. The homeboys, they'll wait out in the car while I went in there and bought it. I'm saying, hurry up, bro. Go and buy that shit so we can go out there. Fuck, we got to go pick up this 8th. That's how it was. You know what it is. Anyways, man, I just think it's an upsetting situation, and it's pretty fucked up the way people are turning their back on criminal. Again, if he is guilty of whatever they're saying, then it's just, he's going to have to deal with that, man. And again, like I said in my last video, my only advice to him would be, get the fuck on, right? If it's that serious. And best believe, man, when it comes to getting someone life in prison, it becomes that serious. People trip, You never know the day when it may come, Again, but for like, say, Bozo, what he did, and other people that are now going in on him, without paperwork and without concrete evidence, bro, it's just he said, she said, and you can't really, based off of one rap song. I mean, there's always going to be people that pick sides and choose sides for whatever. They see Diablo and they're like, hey, he's doing life in prison. He murked someone. He's really about the business. Even myself, I'm saying, yeah, I'm hearing that he's a real one. And that's cool. He probably is. He was in the game and he's playing it according to what he wanted to do. It doesn't make criminal any less of a real one just because he's a rapper and he's never been to prison and stuff like that. Prison doesn't make the man. It definitely elevates your status within the gang life. And when you're living that lifestyle, it is a badge. It is a badge of honor to be locked up. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is, North and South. Mexicans, when you come out of prison, everyone's like, damn, the homie did that, right? If you've never been to prison, but you act all high-powered and all crazy, people are going to look at you like, bro, why aren't you in the pen? If you're doing all this and you're talking all this gangster shit, you'll shoot them up, bang, bang with everyone. Why haven't you ever did time, bro? Either you done told on everybody, every crime partner you had, or you just got real lucky, or you stood in the house. That's just the way it is. I remember we used to have homeboys, they used to pull up on us. We'd be out there hunting, doing dirt, like real life shit. Everyone in that car did prison time, went back to prison time, and did prison time again. And there'd be homeboys that would pull up, hey, bro, what's up? Hey, you gonna go kick it with them chicks tonight? We're like, get the fuck out of here, bro. You're living off our fucking sweat, bro. You're claiming the vaudeville and over there with the chicks telling war stories, homes. But this is war. Yours is just a story. Anyways, I'm not the biggest, baddest person on earth, man. But I'm starting to change my ways. And I've been through the ringer. I've been through the fire. And I know what it is to have shit talked about you constantly. Whether you made mistakes or not, whether it's true or not, people are going to believe what they believe, And that's just the way it is. So as far as criminal, he's being canceled. Southern California is happening every day. We'll see how he reacts to it. And again, social media shows everything. The way that you grit your teeth and keep pushing. We're going to see what type of man he is if he's able to do it solo. And that will prove. See, when a guy's a part of a group or a gang and he's throwing the blue rag or the red rag and he's talking all that high power shit, it's because he knows he has backup. He's protected. He has homeboys to fall back on. But when you don't have that, that's when the true measure of a man is. That's when we'll see what kind of man he is. With that being said, I hope that and that was just a little bit of game, man. I'm not trying to shit on him or anyone else or say that it's, but I haven't seen no paperwork, so I'm not going to wolf on him because I don't know. I don't know, man. And sometimes nowadays, even paperwork, man, can be, AI'd and it's just too much, too wild. It's too wild, man. If you rock with someone truly and just because someone else says something that you might not even know, you're going to turn your back on them. You don't know. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. And remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the strive, the struggle, the struggle, the strive. Hey, I'm dropping banger after banger after banger after banger. Man, I might have I know Superwood's coming up today, but I got another one too. Fuck it. I'm just going to go all out. You already know what it is. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly and honestly believe in. And that's the betterment of all people, man. Now, again, I'm not trying to feel sorry for this guy or talk bad upon him. I'm just saying, think before you judge, man. The gun. Bang, bang.